This man is so shameless. He actually urinated into the seawater. However, when the man wasn't paying attention, the sail attacked him from behind. The man instantly flipped over and almost fell into the sea. At this moment, the yacht was moving at a high speed. Although he grabbed the guardrail, after calming down, the man quickly turned his body and struggled hard. He desperately lifted his 2 feet up. Fortunately, he successfully stepped on the yacht. He leaned against the railing to adjust his breathing. Then the man quickly crawled back onto the deck, and thus narrowly escaped the danger. Realizing that the yacht was too dangerous, he walked into the narrow bathroom. He thought he could finally relax for a while. Unexpectedly, the toilet door behind him closed. The man thought it was blown by the wind and didn't care. However, when he was about to leave, he found that the toilet door was locked. No matter how hard he twisted, it wouldn't open. At this moment, he realized that something was wrong. He quickly stood up and groped along the door crack, trying to pry the door open along the crack. However, no matter how hard he tried, the toilet door still didn't move at all. Just when the man was in a panic, the rumbling sound outside the window attracted his attention. A ship was slowly approaching the man. The man quickly stretched his hand out of the window and desperately asked for help from the ship outside. But the ship never noticed him, so the man had to bring his head close to the window. But the window was really too narrow. With a scream, he quickly withdrew. But soon he stood up, enduring the intense pain. The man stretched his hand out of the window and groped. He successfully found a rope. He tied a random knot and threw it out. Soon the rope got wrapped around the propeller, causing the yacht to lose power. Unexpectedly, the rope was retracted too quickly. Before the man could let go, it choked his neck. The feeling of suffocation almost made him pass out. He desperately reached out his hand to grope towards the deck. Fortunately, he touched a hook. Before the man could be happy, he found that the ship was gradually moving away. What made him even more desperate was that the cabin suddenly started to leak water. Seeing that the seawater was rising faster and faster, the man desperately scooped up the water with a cup and poured it out. But what he didn't know was that, at this moment, the yacht suddenly turned around and rushed towards the storm not far away. However, in the face of the violent storm, the man simply couldn't withstand it. He could only lean aside and endure the washing of the heavy rain. The next day, the storm finally subsided. The man had been soaked in cold water for a whole night, and his body had become numb. He lifted his hand and moved his stiff limbs. After his body recovered a bit, the man lifted his legs and kicked the door. But his body was really too weak. After kicking for a long time, he still couldn't kick the door open. Instead, he exhausted his last bit of strength and directly slid into the turbid water. Just when the man was about to give up, he unexpectedly found that the door lock showed signs of loosening. So he reached out and twisted it gently. He tried to bump into the door with his body. Surprisingly, he managed to break the door open. The man who escaped couldn't believe it. He didn't feel at ease until he came to the deck. Can the man escape from the mysterious yacht?